Hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to my Fallout 3 unique melee and unarmed weapons guide. This guide will showcase and explain how to get each unique weapon in Fallout 3 that falls into the categories of both melee and unarmed. I have bundled both categories of weapons together in this video as there are only 3 unique unarmed weapons in the vanilla game, and so I thought it wasn't worth making a separate video on them, and I have combined them both into this video. This guide is for the vanilla weapons only and does not feature any of the DLC weapons, as I will be covering them and their armors in their own respective video. If melee weapons are not your style, I have a whole playlist showcasing the other unique weapons in Fallout 3 which you can watch here. As always, there are timestamps in the description if you wish to skip to a particular weapon, but without further ado, let's get on to the video. First up is Ant's Sting. This is a unique version of a knife which is found in Canterbury Commons. During the quest The Superhuman Gambit, you will need to side with the antagonizer, upon which she will give you the knife as a reward. This weapon deals the same amount of damage as a regular knife, but has a unique poison damage effect where enemies are damaged over time. This poison deals 4 damage per second. This poison damage can stack with each strike dealt, meaning if you strike an opponent 12 times in 4 seconds, you will deal 90 points of damage per second, making Ant's Sting one of the most powerful weapons in the game. In addition to this, its weapon health has also been increased from 100 to 250. Next up is the Board of Education. This is a unique nail board which can be found inside a shack at the Clifftop Shacks. Inside the shack, a skeleton will be holding the weapon. Although not a high damage weapon, it attacks faster than a regular nail board and is the only nail board to be able to deal critical hits. Additionally, its damage has also been increased from 8 to 12. Butch's Toothpick is a unique switchblade and is found on the person of Butch during the quest Trouble on the Home Front. This quest can only be started after completing the main story quest The Waters of Life. After heading back to Vault 101, you can pickpocket this weapon from Butch, or if you find him at Rivet City and recruit him as a companion, you can simply take it from his inventory. This weapon deals double the damage of a normal switchblade, having an increase in damage from 5 to 10. Additionally, its crit damage has also been increased from 9 to 13, as well as its crit multiplier being increased from 2 to 2.5. A much more powerful weapon, Fawkes' Super Sledge is a unique super sledge and can be found inside the Vault 87 labs on the person of Fawkes. In order to get this weapon, you simply trade with Fawkes and you can take it from his inventory. This weapon has an increased damage from 25 to 32, as well as a weapon health increase from 750 to 1000. In addition to this, its crit damage has also been increased from 25 to 32. Next up is the Highwayman's Friend. This is a unique tire iron which can be found at Canterbury Commons inside Dominic and Machete's house in the back room on a shelf. This weapon has an increase in damage from 6 to 10, as well as a weapon health increase from 200 to 500, however comes at the cost of weighing 2 pounds more than a standard tire iron. Next up is Jack. This is a unique ripper that can be found inside the Deathclaw Sanctuary. Additionally, it can only be found after completing the main story quest The Waters of Life once the Enclave have established a presence at the location. The weapon can be found on a corpse of an Enclave officer in the southern part of the cave. This weapon does the same amount of damage as a normal ripper, however is now able to deal critical hits, thus dealing an additional 15 points of damage upon a critical hit. Furthermore, it deals an additional 50% damage to enemy limbs, with a combination of the perks Finesse, Ninja, Superior Defender, Ghoul Ecology, Better Criticals and Bloody Mess, as well as 10 points into luck and 100 into melee weapons. This weapon can become one of the most powerful weapons in Fallout 3. Occam's Razor is a unique combat knife which can be found at Fort Bannister on the person of Commander Jabsco. This weapon has an increase in damage from 7 to 10, as well as an increase in weapon health from 450 to 600. Next up, the Repellent Stick is its own unique weapon and only has one purpose of being able to kill more rats in 2 strikes. This weapon can be acquired when helping Moira during the quest The Wasteland Survival Guide. Moira will need you to test the stick on mole rats, and if you test it on 10 mole rats, she will allow you to keep the weapon at no cost, however you can still buy it from her. The weapon itself deals very low damage to any other type of enemy at a measly 5 points of damage and does not deal any damage to robotic enemies. Another unique combat knife, Stabhappy, can be found east of the Bethesda ruins inside the raid shack and can be found on the person of a random raider. This weapon has a damage increase from 7 to 10, as well as a slight increase in crit damage from 13 to 15. Its crit multiplier has also been increased from 3 to 4 and also has a weapon health increase from 450 to 600. Next up is the Break. This is a unique pool cue which can be found at Paradise Falls on a pool table in the centre of the area. It has a damage increase from 3 to 6, as well as being able to score a critical hit, having a crit damage of 6. Its weapon health has also been quadrupled from 50 to 200. The Tenderizer is a unique sledgehammer that can be found inside the Anchorage Memorial. Enter using the service tunnel and it can be found on the second door to the right after taking a left at the junction behind a locked door. This weapon has a damage increase from 20 to 30 as well as a crit damage increase from 10 to 15. In addition to this, its weapon health has also been increased from 500 to 750. The last melee weapon, known as Vampire's Edge, is a unique Chinese officer's sword and can be found in Vance's sword cabinet at the Meresti metro station. This weapon has a damage increase from 10 to 15 as well as a crit damage increase from 15 to 20. Additionally, its weight has also been decreased from 3 to 1 as well as having a weapon health increase from 500 to 750. With all the melee weapons covered, let's move on to the unarmed weapons. The first weapon on the list is Fisto. This weapon is a unique version of the Power Fist and can be found inside the MDPL-13 power station on a desk. This weapon has an increase in damage from 20 to 25 as well as a crit damage increase from 20 to 25. Next up is Plunkett's Valid Points. This is a unique version of the spiked knuckles and can be found at the Arlington Cemetery North inside the Arlington house on the person of Junders Plunkett. This raider will only spawn once you take the Lawbringer perk. This location is also the location of the Luck Bobblehead. I did a whole guide on all the Bobblehead locations in Fallout 3 which you can watch here. The weapon has a damage increase from 9 to 12 as well as a crit multiplier from 1 to 2, however this comes at the cost of a lower weapon health from 300 to 200. The final weapon, known as the Shocker, is another unique power fist hidden in the depths of the flooded metro. Upon reaching the end of the metro, it will be behind a double door. This weapon deals the same amount of damage as a regular power fist, but has the unique ability to deal an additional 25 points of shock damage to any robotic enemy or any individual in power armor. Despite this comes at the cost of a lower weapon health from 500 to 400. And there we have all the unique melee and unarmed weapons in Fallout 3. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, thank you for watching.